Okay, it's 6 o'clock. We're going to call the meeting to order. Todd has asked me to do this long. Finance committee only took half an hour, so I'm going to try to move along quickly. So we'll call the meeting to order. Roll call.
President Hanya,
Present.
Vice President Hitchron,
Present.
Treasurer Whitman,
Present.
Secretary Coons,
Present.
Trustee Downs, Trustee Figueroa,
Present.
Trustee Gardner,
Present.
Trustee Larson,
Here.
Trustee Ortiz,
Present.
Trustee Ross, Trustee Walker. Thank you, President.
Thank you. We'll move on to public comments, and we do have one public comment this evening. Marissa?
Understand, Father. People making breath.
Well, this go and continue. Hello. Okay. I am just here to represent CSPA. On behalf of all of our members, I just want to thank the board so much for the productive negotiations we've had over the last 11 months. You guys recognizing our hard work and valuing our hard work really means a lot to us. I feel like I had a lot more to say, but I'm really nervous, to be honest.
Relax.
But we just really appreciate this contract moving forward. It's been a long 11 months, but it's been really great having Crystal and Lena in the room with us. It's been an honor to serve alongside Juan Carlos, our president, and Miguel Vargas. And I'm just extremely grateful for the work that you guys do for us. And I just really want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for getting this contract through. Thank you for recognizing how much it costs to live in this valley. You know, it's not the district's fault that California is an expensive place, but we sure do appreciate you guys recognizing that. For example, right now rent they're asking for a first, a last month's deposit, and another security deposit, and so it's a lot of money we need to have up front to move around in this valley, and we're just so appreciative that you guys really listen to us and work with us, and we're looking forward to having a positive relationship in the future. And I'm sorry I'm so nervous, but thank you again.
Almost didn't recognize you were in Jersey.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Marissa. And thank your fellow employees as well.
Yes, good talk.
Is there any other public comment? Selling requests on Mosquito?
We haven't have any other public comments.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to item number 3. It's a little bit out of order. We're going to take closed session first. So this time I'll turn to Bruce, and we're going to announce our closed section. Bruce.
We've reached tentative agreements have been reached between the district and CSDA and Teamsters Local 911, and those will be addressed later on in the agenda. Items number 6CI and 6CI, resolutions 2024, 13, 2024, 15. Other than that, nothing report-wise.
Okay, so with that, we'll move into closed session for public employee performance evaluation pursuant to Government Code Section 54957B1, and also to confer with labor negotiations pursuant to Government Code Section 9495726, and also significant exposure to litigation pursuant to Government Code 54956.5B to one potential case. With that, we'll go into closed session. We'll be back just as shortly as we might. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's happening about this time of year? Okay, thank you. We will call the meeting to order as regular session. Again, maybe we'll have a roll call.
President Hanya,
Present.
Vice President Hitchron,
Present.
Treasurer Whitman,
Present.
Secretary Coons,
Present.
Trustee Downs, Trustee Figueroa, Trustee Gardner, Trustee Larson,
Here.
Trustee Ortiz,
Here.
Trustee Ross, Trustee Walker.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Move on to confirmation of agenda. Any corrections, deletions, and corrections from staff?
The only correction or addition was there was an update to the attachment to new business item 6C, which is the Coachella by Mosquito Vector Control District pay schedule, which is at the dais, that can be part of that staff report.
There was just a correction, correct?
There was a correction on the community liaison line item that was corrected.
Move to add to the agenda.
Okay. Just motion a second?
Second.
Motion a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Any from the board? Not, we'll move on to announcements, presentations, written communications. We have none. We'll move on to the consent calendar. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar. Motion, there's a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We'll move on to the business session. We have no old business, but we do have new business. And that's discussion and or approval of resolution 2024-13, approving the ratification of the tentative agreement by and between the district and employees of the bargaining unit represented by CSEA Chapter 2001, and Jeremy and Lena are here for second. Of course, Lena's not here, so I'll reach out.
I have a question for legal counsel. This oral report, how much do I need to report? Bruce? I'll say.
As much as you need to inform the public.
Okay. All right. This one is for the discussion approval for CSA Chapter 2001. So,
Negotiated contract is good.
Overseement plus process negotiations occur between the district negotiating team and the negotiating staff for CSCA. On October 7th, I believe that was ratified by the CSA union, and all of the details of that contract or that TA are contained in the staff report as an attachment. And then I'll leave it open to discussion for the board.
Okay. Any questions for staff? No, we're discussing closed session. We got an update on that. I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
Move approval of the contract with CESA.
Second.
There's a motion to approve resolution 2024-13. All in favor?
That's all right.
We should do a roll call.
Okay, we'll do a roll call.
President Pena,
Yes.
Vice President Gutron,
Yes.
Treasurer Waitman,
Yes.
Secretary Coombs,
Yes.
Trustee Figueroa,
Aye.
Trustee Gardner,
Aye.
Trustee Larson,
Aye.
Trustee Ortiz,
Aye.
Trustee Walker.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously. Okay, we'll move on to item number 2, the discussion and or approval of resolution 2024-14, approving the ratification of the tentative agreement by and between the district and employees of the clerical, professional, and supervisorial bargaining units represented by Teamsters Local 911.
Yes, presented in the staff report as an attachment is a resolution, also the tentative agreement with Teamsters. And this was discussed in closed session, and all of the parameters of that negotiations are contained within.
Okay. Questions? No, I'll entertain the motion.
Motion.
There's a motion to approve resolution 2024-14. Is there a second? Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
President Pena,
Yes.
Vice President Gutron,
Yes.
Treasurer Waitman,
Yes.
Secretary Coombs,
Yes.
Trustee Figueroa,
Aye.
Trustee Gardner.
Aye.
Trustee Larson.
Yes.
Trustee Ortiz.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you for that. We'll move on to item number 3, discussion and/or approval of resolution 2024-15, adopted employee pay schedule in conformance with California Code of Regulations. Title 2, Section 570.5 and 571. Crystal, I think she's on.
She's there, but she may not be able to respond, but as required by statute, as President Pena specified, and after the dais that we had, there was an updated pay schedule reflecting the terms and conditions of the COLA that was just approved in the tentative agreement of both of our unions. And this will be the pay scale effective fiscal year 24-25.
Okay.
Is there a difference between public information officer and public information manager? Or do you have both right now?
We do not have a public information officer, and at this point, don't have plans to fill that position.
Okay. I just want to make sure that you
Directly to the positions.
just for clarification.
Any other questions? Not all in motion.
I so move.
There's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion second to adopt resolution 2024-15. Roll call, please.
President Pena.
Aye.
Vice President Kitron.
Aye.
Treasurer Waitman.
Yes.
Secretary Coons.
Yes.
Trustee Figueroa.
Aye.
Trustee Gardner.
Aye.
Trustee Larson.
Yes.
Trustee Ortiz.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Aye. Thank you, motion carries. Thank you. We'll move on to committee and trustee reports. The executive committee, we did meet Friday, had a discussion on this coming agenda, but also we talked about the city manager, the general manager's employee evaluation, and to make sure that everyone kind of puts their comments in. We're looking also at a policy for rotational for officers of the board as well too, so that'll be coming back in the near future. And I think that was it. Is that correct? That's all we kind of discussed, so we'll be bringing that back. So there's a short meeting, but that's all I have. Like executive committee. With that, I'll move on to finance.
Nothing really to report from finance, but very early in the year. Revenue is 0, expenses nothing major. There is a variance of about 750,000, but it's all on timing. About 200,000 of that is payroll, and about 400,000 is control products. So nothing to report. There's the graph. If you want to look at it, you can see the solid line is slightly above the shaded area, but I think it's one time. That's it.
Thank you. Any questions? Thank you. We'll move on to item number C, trustee comments, agendas. Frank?
I just, I know that the Central Code item was talked about in the last meeting, and now went back afterwards, and I talked about my city did a similar item, and I'm going to be sending Jeremy, and I'll send it to Jeremy, and he can send it to everybody else. You can see what the city actually paid and is going to pay, and it's at par to what we were looking at, but the city's going to get brand new lights all over the city, so I'm concerned about the one we saw and what we're only going to get here. So I'm going to send that to Jeremy so that people can see.
Brand new lights at all the public areas?
All the public areas, public streets with LEDs, so that would cost, so.
Street lights, parking lots, the parking lots?
Not the parking lots, those are private, but the street lights.
No, I mean like the city parking
The
lots.
city buildings, we're going to get new items and stuff.
Oh,
But I'll send that over. I looked at the price, and what concerned me was the ROI of what you're supposed to be saving. It didn't really add up with what the city was going to save on money-wise was higher.
Are you referring to the Centrica?
That's Centrica,
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, we did discuss that at executive as well too, so I know it's going to be going back to the ad hoc committee
Yeah.
as well too, with some of the concerns I'm sure of Jeremy.
Yeah. I was just going to say that too, so.
excuse me for not having the mic on, but I was asking trustee Figueroa about street lights and parking lots for the city of Coachella.
And
And I was just going to ask, any future travel or conferences that are coming up, if we can get those out to the board so they can have an idea of when those come up. So we
I
can
did
know.
put that in the last packet, but I haven't received anything, but I'll put it again in the next
Oh,
board packet.
Yeah, the next big event's going to be the Mosquito Vector Control Association, which I believe is the end of January.
End of January.
In Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
And then I also put in there
Where you all with that?
the AMCA conference
Good.
as well in March.
Not the residents.
I don't know if this is awesome.
If I can just add a comment, I think Trustee Walker mentioned at the last meeting, and I know President Pena mentioned that the ad hoc committee has 3 members, Trustee Walker, Trustee Buchanan, and Trustee Gardner. There was an open invitation if you want to attend that meeting. Megan is going to be setting up the 3rd week of October, which we're taking all the input from executive committee, from Trustee Figueroa, as well as the committee, and funneling that to the committee to review and also sharing that with Centrica so they can help address some of the concerns and questions. So if you want to be at that meeting, please let Megan know sooner or later, before that committee can have more than a quorum.
The date for that is Friday, October 25th.
There we go.
So, comments in terms of what the board has ratified. I would hope that the representatives from our unions would be able to go back to your members and share that they, I think we would see as generosity of the board really reflects how much the district values the employees that are working there. That's the dedication of the professionals.
Absolutely. Okay, anything else? Now we'll move on to reports. Jeremy, quick report.
Very quick. One thing I'm going to say, you have in front of you from closed session, but to just underscore, there was a, you didn't see it in the news, there was another case of locally transmitted dengue in San Diego County, in Escondido. Actually, so that's the 6th human case in Southern California this year. So it's definitely a great concern for the vector control community, and definitely a reason to take precautions when living in an area with Aedes aegypti, both now in California, but also when they're traveling. Folks need to make sure that they're taking precautions around their homes, but also returning from areas that have dengue, because you can now transmit that locally or be part of that cycle. So it is a growing concern, and something to be aware of. And other than that, that's my report.
Question. So, is the transmission by Aedes aegypti or by other mosquitoes? With
By
the 6 cases.
Aedes aegypti would be the vector, and they're picking it up from someone who's coming back from somewhere and then traveling locally in LA County, now in San Diego County.
Thank you. Any other questions for Jeremy? If not, I think Bruce, do you have any comments?
No reportable action for closed session.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Second. Motion second, all in favor? Aye. We are adjourned.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.